Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 138 of NasCard Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer Logan. Good evening, afternoon, good morning.
All the above. So, you want to ask me how I'm doing?
Yes, I did. I said, how
Uh,
you
I'm
doing?
I'm jumping the cushion.
All right, awesome, awesome. Oh man. Let's see where we're going with this. Okay, so I want to thank our sponsor. Where'd it go? Man, what a show here.
I got it.
Thanks to our sponsor, Panini, Panini America.
There we go. Thanks, Panini.
I need glasses for my glasses. Yes, thank you, Panini. Let's do edit our shout outs naturally. Shout out to Kyle Cats and Skid Marks for the YouTube comments. We read them, so please leave them. Had some good ones this week.
Yeah, we did.
Well, oh, yeah. What we're going to talk about today?
Oh yeah,
We can
we have a new subscriber.
do we?
I think we do.
All right, let's give him a shout out.
Yeah. Shout
Shout
out
out.
to our new subscriber, Joshua View.
Yep. Welcome aboard.
Thanks, Joshua.
This week's show, we're going to talk about or discuss the 2023 Donruss. The sell sheet is out, so we're going to take a look at that. Going to look. Prices are trending down a little bit, so we'll talk about that and when it's going to be released. We might get into like maybe some of the personnel movements over at Panini. Tops now. No new cards this week, but Tops did record the last group in the archive, so we're just going to go over that real quick. Then also NASCAR's naming the 75 greatest drivers in NASCAR history. So far we're doing pretty good. I, we'll talk about that at that segment, and then we'll finish up the show with King's Court. So,
I'm
oh
just shaking my
man,
head. We'll talk about it.
yeah, man. Okay, we'll get to that. All right, let's go to the recap here. Craftsman Truck Series. That was race number 6. That was the Weather Guard Truck Race on dirt, Saturday, April 8th at Bristol Motor Speedway Dirt. Joey Logano was our winner. Highest finishing rookie was Jake Garcia at position 6. That's kind of the Joey Logano show there, I thought.
Oh my God, he killed him. I mean, I don't know how many laps he led, but I think he led almost every lap.
138 they're showing out of 150.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Ty Majeski got 1, and Matt DiBenedetto got 11.
Go Matty D.
Yeah, but he finished 10th, so Ty Majeski came in second, so and then William Byron was also in there, another ringer. He came in third, so Matt Crafton in fourth. And Joey Logano, we've talked about his cards before. I went too far. There they are. Aha, yes. The sliced bread press pass was rushing to get him into products back in 2008. So he's got press pass signings, and I believe those were inserted into the different brands in 2008. That's the one there in the middle. There's a few different parallels for that. There's gold and silver. Silver is numbered to 100, gold to 50, and then the 4 printing plates, which are probably pretty awesome to have one of those now.
Oh yeah, I'd love to have one of those.
And then in 20, right, 2008, Press Pass Legends, just autographs with the different parallels for that. There's also a blue inscription. These are epic here. Sliced bread. There's only 10 of those.
Wow.
Yep. You don't see those anymore. And then
No,
2008 Press Pass VIP card number 0. So Press Pass would put a card number 0 in there for special things that happen in that year. And Joey Logano was special, I guess, that year. And it's numbered to 499. So you can find those in Press Pass VIP in 2008. And then American Thunder. No base cards there either, but he's in the inserts that he's in the campaign trail. And I believe that's the one on the left there with was GameStop, I guess it is. And then the delegates, which is the one on the right. And then Trackside Treasury autographs. That's the one up there to the left. Different parallels for that. There's an unnumbered version, and then gold to 25, and then printing plates. I said it before, and I can't. It's been probably a while since I said it, but when I talked to the guys at Press Pass, they were letting me know that Press Pass Trackside Treasury, when they came up with the first rendition of that card and tried to print it, it shut the printers down because it looked too much like money. So it's kind of hidden logistics or stuff in the printing presses. So they had to get, like, I don't know, FBI, CIA, or whatever it was to unlock those. So that was a good story from them.
yeah.
So then they had so they had to modify it enough so that they would be able to print it. That's one of my favorite sets, by the way.
Yeah, don't you have all of those, or are you still looking for like
No,
Rusty Wallace or somebody?
not to toot my home, but that whole set it was the gold numbered at 25. Yeah, all graded out on PSA registry. So that took a while. I think it's like 44 cards. It's a great
Yeah,
set.
that's impressive.
The other thing I didn't like was that there's no Dale Jr. autograph in it,
Yeah,
but everybody else is in it.
yeah, that's odd.
Yep. All right, moving on. Next race number 7. That's the Long John Silver's 200 at Martinsville Speedway, Friday, April 14th at 7:30 p.m. So we got a night race Friday night.
Oh man, now you're making me want Long John Silvers. We don't have those here. They had them in Louisville when I was a kid, and I loved it. Oh gosh,
I
thanks a
don't know
lot.
if we have them here either, but oh yeah, Jake Garcia, highest finishing rookie, no cards yet. So maybe we're hoping maybe in 2023 Donruss. So
Yeah, and also Haley finished 13th in the truck race, which is
yeah,
okay, but
she was up there, and I think she chose some lines wrong, but the finish, at least the finish. But I mean, I don't think she ever led, but she got up to 5th or 6th or something like that. So
yeah, she got some stage points, so that was good.
yep. Xfinity race number 8. They were off last week, so race number 8. This is the Call811.com 250 at Martinsville Speedway, Saturday, April 15th at 7:30 p.m. So we got a Saturday night race as well. Moving over to the Cup Series, race number 8. That was the Food City Dirt Race, Sunday, April 9th, Bristol Motor Speedway on the dirt. Our winner was Christopher Bell.
Yeah, I called that one.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
and highest finishing rookie was Ty Gibbs at position 10. I was hoping for position 9, so it would be
Yeah,
4 weeks in a row. I don't know if you saw Mike Joy mentioned that Ty Gibbs had finished 9th 3 weeks in a row. I'm like, I heard that on the show on NasCardRadio. But anyway,
yeah, he must be listening to us.
that's what I figured. So,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? I bet you I didn't take off Joey Logano, did I?
No, and now you can see our smiling faces. Yeah.
Wait. Oh,
So
all right, smile. Okay. Christopher Bell. Let's dive into there. Okay, 2016 Panini Torque driver scripts. No base cards for him. 2016 Prism. Only signatures there. Driver signatures Prism with the different parallels. You have to go to 2016 Panini Certified for a base card. That is card number 85. That's the one there on the left. And the different parallels, the mirror parallels, silver, orange, red, blue, gold, purple, green, and black. And then also certified potential signatures, mirror version of those as well.
Yeah, check out that certified potential signature, the one that's the autograph that's on the far left.
Hmm.
He kind of looks like he's one of the kids from the Goonies.
He kind of does. You're right. These guys are so young, so that's
They
funny.
are.
An Xfinity, so. But that's why I like that 2016 certified product. There's a few rookies that have base cards there that don't have any other base cards in 2016. So, and they've come up now and earned a couple levels. So,
Yep.
let's move over to that one too. So there's the Prism Red Parallel. The in the middle is the certified silver, numbered at 99, and then naturally the torque to the right. Only signatures there.
Yeah, I'm digging the 2016 Prism. Those are cool.
Yeah, and getting a lot harder to find nowadays.
Indeed.
And then highest finishing rookie, who we've talked about like for the last 3 weeks in a row more. Ty Gibbs,
TFG.
2020. There you go.
Ty freaking Gibbs.
Yep. Chronicles, 2020 Chronicles and Crusades autographs, Phoenix autographs, Score autographs, Spectra, no autographs in there. And then also 2020 Panini Prism, no base. Man, that would have been awesome if there was a Prism base.
Oh my God, no kidding.
But only signatures in 2020 Prism. So
Yeah, he's kicking Noah Gregson's butt pretty good for rookie of the year.
yeah, 3 weeks 9. This week, last week 10. So I'm waiting for him to get up there and finish second and third, possibly
It's
win one of
coming.
these.
I bet once he gets to some of these tracks twice and he's more used to the car, I bet towards the end of the year we're going to see him up there fighting for a win.
He's only gotten stronger here the last month or two.
He has. I mean, he's got a great car. I mean, Joe Gibbs cars are they're not slouch cars.
No. All right, next race. Race number 9. That's the NOCO 400 Martinsville Speedway, Sunday, April 16th at 3 p.m.
So, question for you: how many times do you think that they're going to replay the Hail Melon this this coming week?
Oh my goodness, a few times
Uh,
on Friday night, a few times Saturday, and then twice on Sunday. And
yeah, we're
twice
going
they
to
had a
see it
match
quite a
on
bit.
Sunday. Yeah, I think so. Because who is it? Is it who owns the car? Um, not Galding.
Oh
Whoever,
no,
I thought they saved the car.
yeah, they saved the car, and they also took a section of the Martinsville wall out and
Right. Yeah.
have archived that and saved that. So that's cool. So I mean, it's a piece of history. I mean, you can't not preserve it. It's never going to happen again. It's never going
Well,
to happen
this
again.
this is true. It will never happen again. So moving over to Formula One, they're off until April 30th, and that's going to be the Baku City Circuit race in Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Whatever you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And well, we got actually another 15 days, whatever, before we even get there. So they
Yep.
race at the beginning of the month, end of the month. So, and speaking of, over in IndyCar, they are racing this weekend, Sunday, April 16th at 3 p.m., same time as the NASCAR race. And that's the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach in Long Beach, California.
That'd be cool.
85, yep, 85 laps downtown Long Beach, California.
So we got 4 races this weekend. So
We do have 4 races, 3 in Martinsville and Long Beach, California. But the thing is, you have to watch one IndyCar or NASCAR and then record the other. So, well,
Yeah,
I guess us, maybe Indy. I don't know if Ken's going to be watching NASCAR, but he's watching IndyCar. So,
definitely.
yep. And I guess while we're on to that, also want to thank everybody that is downloading the podcast as well. Folks in Australia, Poland, Germany, Mexico, and then all our friends in the U.S. in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, and Iowa. Some of the biggest downloads last week. So Illinois, Georgia, Virginia. So we appreciate it very much, me and Logan.
We really do. I keep thinking about that ZZ Top song. We're bad, we're nationwide, but actually we're worldwide.
Yep. So, but yeah, we really appreciate it. So,
Yeah, we
and
do.
okay, so our next segment. Where did I put it?
2023 Donruss.
Yep, 2023 Donruss Racing. So it's scheduled for May 12th. So we'll see. We got just a little less than a month.
Yes, it's about a month away.
Yep. So looking forward to that. The sell sheet came out. Logan, I think, had talked about it previously. We saw it, I guess it was last week, week before. Pre-sale was 80. Now pre-sales around 75. So back to almost like the old days.
Mm-hmm. I told you it was going to go down.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for the older stuff to go down too.
I'm waiting for it to be $65 a box. It may be.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I was gonna say I don't know if this will be around when we've dropped or whatever, but I don't know if it was Blowout or Steel City. Somebody had 2017 Donruss blasters for $8 or $9 a blaster.
It was Steel City.
So it's nice to see some of that, coming down, because we only get a few products a year. It allows, we can splurge and buy some old or wax, whatever. So some good prices.
Yep.
All right, 2023 Donruss. Again, this is our flagship. Started in 2017 with Donruss. Pretty much kept the same configuration where they have retros. You have regular base cards and then retros. So they started off with the 84 Donruss and then proceeded to increment each year, except for last year. They jumped out of 89 Donruss and went to 81 Donruss, but they're back to 90. So we have the optic as well this year. It's been, I think, a staple since 2019. Optic and optic silvers. So you find one optic, base, insert, race, rookie, or parallel per pack, including hollow gold, and gold vinyl for the optic. And then Race Kings top 5. Fan favorite Race Kings returns with top drivers including Richard Petty, Chase Elliott, Haley Deegan, and many more! Exclamation point. And then watercolors.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have any other surprises for us or not. I guess we'll find out.
Now I heard somebody talking about slingshots are back, but I didn't see it on the slide. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's kind of what
sling,
I was alluding to.
so
Maybe a
slingshots
slingshot.
was a one and done in 2018 Donruss. 2019, I think they went to the downtowns.
Yep.
So we on this slide here we have the monikers red, retro, signature, hollow black. You can kind of see in the outline there with the Donruss to the left, and then there's uh, some parallel lines running through the name, kind of like in the 1990 Donruss. And then, of course, the Timeless Treasures hollow gold version right there. Those are always pretty cool. The last Timeless Treasures, they were brown. It looked like they were old, like on antique paper or whatever. But
Yeah, and of course, it goes without saying that we're going to have sticker autos. I mean,
Well, yeah,
it's
it's
kind of just the way
Donruss.
of the world now. The drivers, I think first of all, they don't have a lot of time, and I think secondly, they don't look at this as something that's making them a lot of money. So I guess it's just easier for them to sign the stickers.
Right? They don't have to give cards to them and back and everything else. But the cell sheet fine autographs of your favorite drivers in several sets, including monikers, timeless treasures, material signatures, and retro 1990 signatures. Look for names like Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and so many others.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's one of my favorite releases of the year. I mean, heck, all of them are some of my favorite releases. I mean, it's just because we don't get that many, so it's hard to pick one you really don't like when I like them all. So
So the rated rookie here, that's the rated rookie pink version, but I like, the blocks. It's totally different. I don't know of any design like that in any of the other series. And it's right there with like the base card as well. The with for the Deegan in the center. But find the newest class of rated rookies and coolest and collect the hottest prospects from regional and local series as well as national touring series. And then
so
also the NASCARs.
Takuma Koga. Do we know what he races? Is he in the? I think he's in ARCA, if I
That I was
remember
gonna say
correctly.
usually they pull the drivers there from ARCA. I do like
Yeah,
that Richard Petty there, NASCAR 75th anniversary
I love
signatures,
that. I'm glad.
platinum blue,
I am so glad to see that they're recognizing the 75th anniversary.
and they got the logo up there too.
Yeah, they do. So those are going to be fun to collect. Those will be ones that I may try to get as many of those as I can just because of the logo.
Yeah,
It's the 75th anniversary.
and the hobby configuration is something we're used to last year's. 8 cards a pack, 24 packs a box, 20 boxes a case. In a box break, you're going to get 24 silver or numbered parallels, also 24 optic cards. If I remember right, you'll get about 8 hollow silvers, and the rest will be base optic. You'll get
Yep.
one autograph, 2 memorabilia cards. And then start your engines for the new season with the release of 2023 Donruss Racing. Get excited for the 75th anniversary of NASCAR with new inserts, parallels, and autographs. Find one Optic Base, Optic Race Kings, Optic Rated Rookies, or Optic Retro 1990 per pack. Again, that's your Optic one per pack. And 2023 Donruss Racing is full of autographs and memorabilia from top stars from the past, present, and future with names like Richard Petty, Chase Elliott, and Haley Deegan. Look for one autograph and 2 memorabilia cards per box.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to put any legends in here or not for the 75th anniversary, or what would be cool is if they did something like what Press Pass did with their Hall of Fame cards. Have a 75th anniversary subset that spans all the different products. You
Yeah,
know,
from 2010, I guess, to 2014 or 15, whatever those last ones for. Yeah, so there'd be like 2 or 3 cards per inductee in the Hall of Fame. So it'd be cool if they did that
for the 75th.
for the 75th and dropped, either 25 in one series and 25 in Chronicles and 25 in Prism.
Yeah, but they didn't ask us.
They never do. Maybe
I
maybe I have my
think they'll
phone off
reach
the
out
hook.
to us because we're keen on this stuff. We know what's happening.
Well, I put my knowledge up there against any of them at Panini. So
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I totally agree with you.
between going to the NASCAR Hall of Fame for how many ceremonies? What year is it? So we've figured out cracked the code for most of that.
Hmm.
But I do like the base. the base silver, like they show there. So that's your base um, design. That's different, totally different. So I guess it's growing on me. And then the rated rookies, I'm always interested. Always love the rated rookies just to see, you know, who they pick and who I know and who I don't know,
Yeah,
and love getting those, sending those through the mail and get them autographed. They're a lot of fun. So those drivers, they love having cards too at that level, right?
yeah, they do. It's their first card, so they're more than willing to sign, and they're all happy about it. But once they get successful, have more cards, it becomes more of
Sure.
a chore. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess how many sticker sheets they must have to sign. So,
oh, we've seen some of those. I mean, it's stacks of those things. Oh, I feel for them. I really do.
but I
That's a
guess
lot of work.
part of the job. So
It is. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
that is, yeah, you're exactly right. So, all right, let's go over. Let's talk about tops now, F1, and our last release to the archive. So,
All right.
share my screen. Make sure that's coming through. Okay, here we go. So if you're not familiar with Topps site, you can go to the Topps now, and then also go to the Formula One, and then on the bottom of the page, if there are none available, there's a Topps Now archive. You can click on that link, and so these were the cards from the last release, and they also have the print runs. So this is how many have been printed. So we have the first championship podium since 2018, and so that was 1,118. Oscar got his rookie claims first points in Formula One, and also with a parallel, as you see that when you highlight run over it. So there's a gold version, and that was 1,752. Now, what I thought was interesting was this Max Verstappen win is only 868. It's like half the print run of the Oscar. So
Yeah, that may be one to pick up when you see it.
yeah, and then career podiums here. There's a parallel for that. That was 2052.
Or
Here's another one.
2092, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2092. And then I think I don't know if this was in last week's or not. I'll see. But it's got a 928 print run. So some of these were large and others were small. So I just thought it was interesting the big difference. I would expect like 1200 or something, not these 900 or 800. So
Yeah, you'd think all the Max collectors and things would be all over that, but that's not the case. It's kind of weird. I'm with you.
yeah, I thought if anyone, this one probably was the best one
I agree with that. I think that's a cool one right there
to
because
have the three of them on there. So
yeah, it's got Lewis on there, which you're not getting a whole lot of Lewis Hamilton Tops Now cards these days. Not
not
when
now, but
Max is winning every race.
I think he might be getting some. That
I think so
Mercedes
too.
Mercedes Mercedes is getting better. Yes, thanks.
I think they found something, and it's like what I said last week. I think they're also sandbagging some, because I remember back in the '80s when Bill Elliott he was a big sandbagger. He wouldn't show what he had until it came time to qualify, and then he would just blow everybody away. And then when race day came, he killed them.
Hey, I guess Well, I know I was gonna say that when they had the manufacturers, the manufacturers would they had the block on underneath the accelerator, so they couldn't.
Oh yeah,
That was a few years ago. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But let's see. Anything else I'm missing? What else do we want to talk about today? Oh, NASCAR 75th anniversary.
yeah.
How
They're
do you? I don't think I have any slides for that, but right now, as of recording, the day before we drop tomorrow on the 14th, NASCAR's announced five. So if you just to recap real quick, NASCAR did 50 greatest drivers, and on the 50th year they were in existence, which was 1998. Fast forward 25 years to 2023, they're doing 75 greatest drivers. So they've taken the first 50 and automatically moved them to the 75. So basically, they are adding 25 new drivers. Now, me and Logan broke down who we thought should be NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. We did the same thing. We took the 50 and added 25 more.
Yeah, because there's no way that you could tell the people who were um, voted the 50 greatest drivers that they're no longer one of the greatest drivers anymore. So they had to take those 50 for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, I can run down the list real quick. You want me to run down our list real quick of who we picked?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
We're,
and this is
so
yeah,
have been five announced so far, and we're 3 and 2.
yeah. So far, they've announced Tony Stewart, Casey Kane, Mike Stefanik, Randy LaJoy, and today, as we record this, they have selected Kyle Larson. So I'll tell you who we picked real quick. We picked Mike Stefanik, Tony Stewart, Ron Hornaday Jr., Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bobby Labonte, Wendell Scott, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Carl Edwards, Jim Paschal. I never can pronounce his name right ever. Greg Biffle, Jeff Burton, Jack Smith, Speedy Thompson, Fonnie Flock, and last but not least, Ryan Newman. They have already picked two drivers that are not on our list, Casey Kane and Randy LaJoy. I disagree with those picks wholeheartedly. I don't know who they've got in their blue ribbon panel that's making these selections, but I for one totally disagree with those picks. I got a feeling that they are going to probably omit a lot of the legendary drivers, like like I said, Speedy Thompson, Jack Smith, Fonnie Flock, and Jim Paschal, and got a feeling that they're not going to let those guys in for whatever reason. But if you look at the stats, they totally deserve to be in over a lot of other drivers. It's just that when they did the original 50, they just ran out of places to put people. So, what do you think, Val, about Casey Kane and Randy LaJoy?
I mean, I totally agree with you. Now they're good drivers, I guess you would say, and they're are lower level. They're not at the cup level. When I look at Jack Smith, because I think I was posted the other day, he had 20 cup wins, and there was a 4 or 5 year stretch where he came in third in points for 3 or 4 years in a row. So and this is at the highest levels, right? He couldn't race at these other levels because they weren't around yet. So um in that top 50 greatest drivers, the criteria I think was different then because they didn't race the way they race now. So yeah, Jack Smith won 20 races. You need to realize that not that was that was quite a bit back then, and you had other drivers who didn't race as much, but my machine's all dinging here. I don't know what's going on, um but they gave it to them for they because they didn't race the same way, but they were in that in NASCAR for a while. Uh, I think the criteria is somewhat changed. You can't really use that same criteria now because if you do that, like with Casey Kane, now while he was a great driver, he raced in Cup and he raced for some smaller teams, but he also raced for Hendrick. He's a dirt guy. Randy LaJoy, I'm not too keen and too up on his whole career, but I know he didn't win multiple championships in any of the levels, the top three anyway, truck, Xfinity, or Cup. So I don't think he ran modified because the Richie Evans and Stefanix of the world, right? So I don't think he's in that caliber of driver. So while I mean, I hate to say it, but I just don't think they should be on the list of top 75. Now, if you're doing the top 100, that'd be a different story. But you know, I need to understand why like Speedy Thompson and Jack Smith and some of these other guys, Fonnie Flock. He was a fantastic driver. He raced before NASCAR, so if what kind of criteria are you going to use if you're talking about greatest drivers or greatest drivers in NASCAR, and then the I would think the cup level wins would have a multiplier effect over years in the lower level. So I was just rambling on, but I don't know if that made any sense.
Well, here's the thing. Let's look at Casey Kane first. Casey Kane, sure, he had a nice Cup career. Um, he never had a great championship points finish. He had one key signature win, which was the Brickyard 400, but that was a crash filled event, and that race was really almost handed to him, in my opinion. So I mean, sure, the ladies like him, and he's cute and all, but to me, cute doesn't get you on the 75 greatest drivers. I just don't think he's that deserving. Nothing against you, Casey. I like you. I always did like you. I liked you when you drove for Evernham, but I just don't see it. And then Randy LaJoy, I'll have to give him credit. He's got a little bit better credentials uh, than Casey Kane. He did win a few Xfinity championships. He won two. I think he won two in a row. I remember when they raced here at the Memphis Motorsports Park. We were at some event. I think it's Sam's Town, and we saw him actually eating with a bunch of folks. And Tyler went up to him and got it. And Tyler was little at the time, and went and got his autograph. But I mean, again, nothing against Randy LaJoy. I just don't see him being one of the 75 greatest drivers, because now that opens the door for other drivers that probably should be in here too. And if they don't get in, that's going to be a slap in the face to them. I mean, like Sam Ard, there's several other drivers that won multiple championships. I mean, are you going to put Rob Moroso in here now? I mean, what's the criteria? I mean, if you're going to put him in, then you're going to have to put people, I think, that did better than him in championships and wins and things, and put those people in as well. Which, like I said, Sam Ard, we didn't have him on our list. He was like right on the bubble. And of course, so was Casey Kane. We had Casey Kane literally. He was picked number 26, and we had him close, but he just didn't make the cut because we had to pick either him or Ryan Newman. But we gave it to Ryan Newman because Ryan Newman has the Daytona 500 win. Plus, he was a qualifying machine. That guy, the Rocket Man, he could qualify.
And I brought up the thing about Ryan Newman, that he at the All-Star race won the play-in and then won the race.
Yep.
So he wasn't racing against whatever. He's racing against all-stars. And to your point, this is the NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. So I mean, that would be statistics and other stuff, not NASCAR's 75 greatest guys, or NASCAR's best looking 75 greatest best looking guys.
Yeah, this is the 75 greatest drivers of all time across all series. And I'm with you. Yeah, it's not a country music contest where I tell people all the time that I like country music when it was ugly. Because now you can't get into country music if you're ugly. You have to be like super hot and good looking and all that to get into country. That's just the way it is. And so that's not what we're doing here in NASCAR. So
I have no prejudice against the lower series. You just need to have the stats in the lower series, right?
Well, yeah, like Stefanik. He was, in our formula, he was the one that finished the highest. With
right.
wins and championships and being in the Hall of Fame and all those things. And again, we had those locks. We had like 16 drivers that were locks, which only leaves you 9 to fill out the rest of the positions in the top 20 or the 75 list. The 25.
So you say that. So now, all right, if you're one of the 75 greatest drivers, then I guess you should be in NASCAR Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah, I would think that now is Randy LaJoie a Hall of Famer? Is Casey Kane a Hall of Famer? I say to Casey Kane, I say absolutely not. To Randy LaJoie, maybe.
I mean, especially the way they have modified it now. That only 3 get in a year, 2 current and 1 regular. So, I mean, you can talk about, okay, what about Dave Marcus and James Hilton, guys who raced for 70, well, not 70 years, but you know what I'm saying, raced into their 70s, 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would figure you got to be a pretty good driver to race that long.
Yeah. And here's the observation that I have. And, we've discussed this on social media quite a bit. And I agree with the people that have said this on social media. They say that they're thinking that the NASCAR is probably looking for drivers from the last 25 years, more or less, to put in this list. And I think that's what they're doing. And now looking at what we've seen so far, I think that's exactly what they're doing. Plus, I think some of this is a popularity contest. And not only that, I also think that NASCAR wants warm bodies. They don't want, Fonny Flock and those guys. They're not here to sign autographs and to take pictures and do all those things. So I think they want warm bodies.
Well, we saw this at the
and I think
NASCAR
that's
Hall of Fame.
terrible. If they do it that way, I think that's absolutely terrible because they're doing a disservice to the history of NASCAR.
So I didn't think about that NASCAR the last 25 years. So that changes a lot.
It does.
But when I looked at NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, I thought, it was greatest drivers of all time, not the last 25. And
Mm-hmm.
not to be, whatever, but I'm sure we've talked about it on the show before. We've been to a lot of NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremonies and selections. And, like I said, was cracking the code. You would never get a class where they were all deceased. You would have class where you had probably the majority of folks with us so that, they could do the tours and sign autographs and be there at the induction ceremony. So with the 25 greatest, the last 25 years, you can have 25 or
They can, yeah.
majority of them being there. So,
Well, this is going to be a bold statement I'm going to make here, but I've also made this very same statement on social media. At this rate, in the way they're picking people, I will not be surprised. I will be extremely disappointed, but I would not be surprised if they put Danica in this list.
all right, you're going on record.
I'm going on record. I just, the way that they're doing this, it makes no sense to me. So, again,
what do you mean by who? By the order? Do you mean by the order?
What do you mean by the order?
By the way they did Tony and then Stefanik and then Casey and where they're jumping around. Because we ranked them, right?
I think at some point they're going to pick Danica.
Okay.
They're not doing it in any particular order right now.
Right. Okay.
But I think I just think the political climate and things, they're going to think that she didn't do really much. She had a Daytona 500 pole, which was extremely predictable. And I predicted that one. So did my son when that happened, because that was her first year in Cup, and it's like, oh, we know what's going to happen. But anyway, I just think that they're gonna do it, and it's gonna, to me, it's gonna be a travesty and abomination to the list and to the drivers that have really worked hard. And I'm not saying that she hasn't worked hard, because I know she has, but she just doesn't. The thing is, here's my argument with her: is she does not have the credentials to be on that list. But I think this panel, I think there are a lot of people in there that must be, either newer to NASCAR or, I mean, I don't know who they've got. I'd
Well,
love to know who they
well, I
got.
was gonna say, have you step back off the ledge here for a minute? They haven't selected her yet. They haven't
No, they
selected her.
haven't.
So okay, so when if they select her, then we'll have to have this discussion. But
Okay, yeah, all
I
right,
don't think we should have it right now. But
okay,
you're floating it out there
yeah. I
that you
think they're
would
gonna. I think
not
they're
be
gonna get her.
surprised, and then we that will have to be a live show.
Oh God, yeah. We'll have a live show with people calling in and making comments because that would be.
Well,
Oh my
I
gosh.
still want to, like I said, want to know what our tally is, how we do with these 25 here. So,
Yeah, we're
but when we did it though, we never even thought about 25 and 25. I
no,
thought
that
all
never.
greatest all time or NASCAR's greatest 75 drivers. I thought they meant NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers over the last 75 years, but that's a whole nother story. So, so that's where we're at with the NASCAR Hall of Fame, NASCAR 75 greatest drivers. So we'll do next week we'll recap the newest selections. They're doing this and counting down to the May 12th to 14th Darlington race. So
Yeah, I think they're
we're
doing like one a day right now. So um,
well,
leave your
I don't know. I
I
don't,
was just going to tell people to leave their comments. Let us know what you think about who they've picked so far, and also I would love to hear from you to see if you actually think the same way I do that there's a good chance that they're going to pick Danica. So I'd like to hear that from you guys.
I would love to know what everybody thinks. Are we off base with Raining LaJoy and Casey Kane? Maybe we're too old, and maybe the other younger folks are saying, "Oh yeah, man, we need Casey and we need Raining LaJoy." Maybe we're out of touch. So let us know.
Yep, absolutely. We I look forward to the comments.
But I kind of wrapping it up. This is all coming to a head in Darlington, where all these drivers are going to be. They're going to have all these I guess the 75 greatest. And where I was going to go is they're doing one a day, but I did see from is it Liz Allison, Davies' wife, widow, that she got a package in the mail today
I saw that too.
with congratulating Davy on being one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers.
Yeah, I saw Kenny Wallace posted one for Rusty Wallace.
Okay, so they're just not posting those on social media on the NASCAR site. They're only doing the new 25. So
Yeah, yeah, they're not. Yeah, I think that's all they're doing. So, but we'll see. And again, please don't get me wrong. I have all the respect in the world for anybody that can get out there in a stock car, it run at 200 miles an hour at Talladega Daytona, or run at 90 something miles an hour at Martinsville, and do the things they do. It is not easy. I have been to the Richard Petty driving school. I know what it's like. It ain't easy. I did 155 miles an hour, and I thought I was doing good, and I wasn't doing squat. So I have all the respect in the world for these people. Like I said, nothing against Casey, nothing against Randy LaJoy, nothing against Danica. It's just that if you look at this thing purely from a statistical perspective, they don't belong, period. So that's what I think. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
all right. All right. I guess that is all we got for today. I guess that's enough.
Yeah. One quick note:
Yes.
Chase Elliott will be back at Martinsville this weekend. So I don't know if that's affected his cards at all or anything. I don't think it has. Um,
I would say
since
it
he's been
would. It
off.
has, but just because I had a side out of mind, it's been what, like 4 weeks. So
Yeah,
I
he's
saw
made great
him
recovery.
on somewhere where he broke his tibia in a few places. So
Mm.
and he said it wasn't anything fancy either. Nothing, no great story behind it. So
So that'll be cool to see Chase back. I'm proud for him to be back. So that's good. Josh Berry did a great job in his car. I
oh
hope
man,
Josh Berry
yeah,
gets a cup ride out of this deal.
he almost won that.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Berry, man,
I'm a Josh Berry
Tur-
fan.
turning heads. Yep, 2013 total memorabilia
Yep.
in there with Kyle Larson.
And he's got a cut auto,
He does have a card out.
which is cool too.
Yep, and a few parallels. So yeah, a big on Josh Berry. So all right, so you know what that means.
I think it's time for something musical to happen. All right, we're back to a normal King's Court. Last week we did all of our national treasures, but so with that, what I did is I went back the last 2 weeks and looked at the results on eBay to formulate this week's King's Court. So we'll start out with our honorable mention. This was on the 8th of April. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gold vinyl, and I like how they spelled vinyl on there, VYNAL, vinyl. Donruss Optic Race Kings 101. And what's weird is this card was sold, then relisted, and then sold again for the same
One of
price.
those, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those. It kind of was, it's like, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. But anyway, it looks like it finally sold. They were asking $699.99, and they accepted a best offer of $450 for that card.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of serious junior collectors out there, so that's a nice card.
Well, he's a historian of the sport.
He
He's an
is.
ambassador of the sport. You know, the whole All Star race at North Wilkesboro. A lot has to do with him. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, iRacing, mapping that track. He had was on NBC the old tracks that are not run anymore. So, yep, and he's Dale Earnhardt Jr. So
He is Dale Earnhardt Jr. And that's a beautiful card. The red and the gold just pop. It's a great card.
yeah, I was gonna say that it is a sharp looking card. Very
Cool.
nice.
All
Okay.
right. So next up is our Joker of the Week. This was on the 12th of April. Alberto Escari. Now I'm going to butcher this, I know, but it's a 1951 Editrice Didasco Albo Sport. No, card number 466. It's in a CSG holder. It's a 1.5 grade. They were asking $699.95 for this. They accepted a best offer. I mean, that thing's not in the best of shape, but it is really cool. They accepted a best offer of $630 for that
Holy smokes! It
in
looks
a
like
CSG holder, no less.
yeah, it looks like it's a stamp because you look at the back.
It almost does, but I think they came in sheets and they were all the cards were perforated. You
Okay,
know,
because you can see the number there and part of the name. So that's kind of where that grade is from because it's got paper loss on the back. Looks
yeah,
like
sure does. But it's
that is really cool.
it is cool, man. I mean, I like stuff like that. It's and that's what's happened now that Formula One's become so popular. All these obscure issues from all these different countries have come out of the woodwork, which I'm glad to see that because there's a lot of cool stuff that I never knew existed, and this is one example of that.
Well, and again, watching the show and watching King's Court, you get to see some of this stuff. So it kind of might pique your interest, or we run across something, you'll kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. So
Absolutely,
education, we're all about education.
indeed. All right, so our Jack of the Week, our young driver. This is on the 2nd of April. It's a 2022 Topps Dynasty F1 Zal Granyu glove relic card with the Puma logo on there, which I think is really cool. That's why I picked this one because of the Puma logo. Um,
A lot of people liked it.
yeah, and it's out of 10. And yeah, a lot of people did like it because it went for $2,556 with 49 bids. Sweet.
Yeah,
I like that card.
yeah, that's nice. I love that auto.
Yeah, I love the auto. He does. He's for somebody who's from China, he's he's doing good. I think with his autograph, he's a lot better than Ty freaking Gibbs. We'll give him that. So yeah, that's a nice card, man. I love that card. It's got the rookie card logo on there. Everything. It's sweet.
It's got it all.
It does, man. It's got it all. I can see why it went for that kind of money. All right. So next up, our Queen of the Week. It's Tony Breidinger. This was on the 12th of April. It's a 2022 National Treasures. We actually got a National Treasures in here. It's an auto rookie card, platinum blue, 1 of 1. And it went for, actually, they were asking $999.99 for it. They accepted a best offer of $825.
Wow.
Yeah. $825 for that, man. I think that's a little high. I mean, it's a nice card, don't get me wrong, but I think that's a little pricey for that card. But who knows? Maybe she's going to outdo Haley. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep, we don't know what the future holds. So
we do not know what the future holds. If we did, we would not be doing NASCAR radio. I would be on an island somewhere, sucking on margaritas and kicking back.
All right, let's keep it moving.
So, all right, so keep on moving. Our King of the Week. This was on the 6th of April. It's a 2000 Upper Deck Maximum Dale Earnhardt Signatures on card auto. They were asking $1,499.99 for this bad boy. And that's a nice one too, because we've seen a lot of those autos fade on there. Now it does have a little bubbling on it if you look at it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but to your point, the fading, because people get these and they display them, and
yeah,
the lights just eat that up. So
guess how much the best offer was?
I already know though, so
okay, I'll just go ahead and tell everybody. $1,275 for that card.
Yeah, when I saw this come across, I was like, "Oh, I got to go over to 360 point and see what that sold for."
Yeah. So that's we were talking about it before the show. Neither one of us have ever pulled a Dale Earnhardt autograph ever. I pulled, plenty of Richard Petty's and Jeff Gordon's and Juniors and all those things, but I never got one of these because, back in the day, autographs, there were no guarantees. There were just odds per pack or odds per box. And that, if you were lucky enough to get anything, you were lucky.
Well, I was thinking like 2000 SP Authentic. I think you got 2 or 3 a box, but it had a really large checklist. So, Earnhardt and Gordon and those guys were scarce in there. You were going to get more Randy LaJoyes than you were going to get Dale Earnhardt. So.
All right. So anyway, that's a beautiful card. Just wanted to let everybody see that. And
it's gorgeous.
The Taz hat on. So moving on to our Ace of the Week, which is our 1 of 1. This was on April Fool's Day. It's a 2022 Topps Dynasty F1 Sergio Perez Triple Patch Auto Gold 1 of 1. And this card actually went out for bidding. And it ended up at $3,250 with 26 bids. And that is so cool. I love this card because of the Red Bull. It's got part of the red and part of the bull on there, and then it's got part of the logo in the middle. That is really cool.
That's how you do it.
That's the way it should be done. And then you got Sergio pointing, he's going, yeah, this is a killer card. I know it is.
It sure is.
So I like that card a lot. But I'm just not willing to pay the money it takes to buy a box of Dynasty. I'm just so cheap.
But, for the price of 2 or 3 boxes, I guess you could get this card. So with my luck anyway, I would get one of the principals or something.
Yeah, I would get Franz Toast.
Yeah,
that'd be who I'd get.
All right.
So yeah, beautiful card, man. Congrats to whoever got that. That is a cool card. All right, last but not least.
Drum roll, please.
All right. This is on the 12th of April. It's a 2022 2020 Topps F1 Dynasty Autograph Glove Patch, Lewis Hamilton out of 10. It's a PSA 10 as well. And of course, you got to keep in mind this is the first year, 2020. They were. This is one of those pie in the sky things, but it is what it is. They were
35
asking.
grand.
They were asking $34,999.99. It's like,
But
yikes.
Free shipping though.
Yeah, well, for that price, you better do free shipping. But it still settled on a pretty high best offer, which was $18,000 for that.
Jeez.
And I don't know where that patch. I have no idea where that is on his uniform, on his fire suit. If we had our patch identification department here, he could probably tell us. We miss you, Jason, by the way. And but it's still pretty cool. I would like to have seen them have a little bit better patch on there, maybe.
Well, it's a glove, so
yeah. So I guess you're not going to get. That's right. It is a glove. My gosh almighty. Come on.
it's okay. I know in the heat of the moment, and I know that's why I was letting you know. Like, okay, this is a glove, but I can't remember what their gloves look like. So
yeah, they're pretty
it's
plain. They're not. So I
but
can
it's
see
nice.
this.
It's nice though. It's not multiple colors, but it's got a design on it. So it is pretty nice. And to your point, it's 2020, and it's still a lot of money. I was just
Yeah.
calculating what just the paying the tax on it would be.
Oh my gosh. And the autograph's not too bad for Lewis.
No, not bad. You got some tail at the end there, but
Yeah. But it's a nice card. Do I think it's probably overpriced some? Yeah, maybe a little bit. For 18 grand, that's a lot of money for that card. But that's one thing that we've noticed is that it seems like the higher end F1 still is, there's still people buying high end F1. But we've also noticed that a lot of stuff's come down in price. But the higher end stuff seems to hold its value a lot better than the lower end stuff. I mean,
well, there's a lot of bragging rights with that.
absolutely. But that's a nice card. So that's all I have for this week's King's Court.
All right. I didn't know if you noticed the new ticker on the bottom.
The new ticker. Oh, I like that. I didn't even know. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I was reading my
Notes. I got
copy.
you. Yeah, the King's Court ticker.
Oh, tick, 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 tick.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's see. We're at about an hour or so. So much for a quick show.
We never have quick show.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate it very much. And any last shout outs here before we go?
Yeah, Ty freaking Gibbs, hashtag skid marks, and hashtag Slapfire.
All right. I like that. That sound. That was pretty good.
There it is.
Yep.
My computer's like really slow. I clicked it and then unclicked it and it didn't even show. But anyway.
Let's see what else. Anything else? Watch the socials this weekend. We're gonna have a giveaway. We're gonna try to have a giveaway for the next few weeks here. For everybody, and I guess that's it. So we got races on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and hope it was a great weekend. And I guess we will catch everybody next week. All right, we're out of here.